And gentlemen, good morning, everybody. I'm going to start off this course by telling you about why do we have to develop our research skills so that we can have good, credible, publishable research that will benefit others in their studies. I'll start with by defining what is research, which is scientific research that we are concerned with. Research is searching carefully with a method so that we can answer a question to solve a problem. It is more than fact finding. Research is more than fact finding and more focused and than reading about the subject in different sources. Research is the systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of data to answer a certain question or solve a problem. So, specifically, we have to have a problem that we are questioning and we are trying to solve by applying our research. By doing research, we are hunting for knowledge, and that is what is called a quest. Research is a quest, and we are hunting knowledge through careful search or investigation and experiments that are aiming at the discovery and analysis of new knowledge. Research is an art of scientific investigation. Of course, we have to be very specific in the methods that we do scientific investigations. It is a systematized effort to gain new knowledge. By systematized, we mean that we go one step after the other. We don't rush in doing different things at the same time, but we systematize what we are doing. It is a careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge, and facts that have not been found before, or facts that have not been explained, or facts that have not been tried to be solved by others in their efforts in their research that is available in the literature. So research can be considered as obtaining data that we can analyze and interpret. By doing scientific research, we do an investigation that we apply in a systematic, structured, and constructed scientific methods so that we can obtain credible, correct data of what we are investigating. What do we need to do comprehensive research? We need a very thoroughly planned design or plan that is objective as possible. We need to identify the scope and limitations of the work clearly. The process to be clearly explained so that it can be reproduced and verified by other researchers, and that means that our research methods are clearly explained and detailed. We need to have highly ethical standards while dealing with other people, other things, we have to be very ethical. And of course, most of the research, scientific research, has to be approved by ethical committees. And the limitations of our work has to be documented, and the data be adequately analyzed and explained, and all the findings be presented clearly and explained so that when we draw our conclusions, we draw conclusions from clearly presented data justified by sufficient evidence. For starting researchers, identifying a topic to work on, to select, is sometimes very difficult. So we have to have a very clear idea whereby the magnitude of the problem we want to study and its impact is very well thought about. The problem should be of urgency. There is need for a solution. And the problem should have a relevance to the aim of the funding agency if we are going to be funded by a funding agency or there is a call for grants. We have to be the accountability of the problem to analysis has to be very clear, and it should the problem should be feasible so that we can do the research and find results, and the chances of success are good. We should not go for a problem which have very low chances of succeeding. When a scientist conducts a study that he's very keen about and analyze the results and is satisfied that his work is good and should be disseminated, other people should know about it. So the next step is to write up a report that describes the study and the data collected, the results, and submitted for publication in a scientific or medical journal that is peer reviewed. So that's what good research should come up to. We have to submit and publish our work if we are keen about it, if we know that we have done a good job, and let other people decide on the quality of the work that we have done. So, what is peer reviewing? If you send a manuscript to a journal for publication, usually the editor of that journal will go over the material in the manuscript and then selects peer reviewers in the field of the theme of the paper so that they can assess the quality of the work and go over it and identify any potential flaws or mistakes in logic or methodology. Publishing results of research projects in peer-reviewed journals gives the scientific community a chance to evaluate the findings themselves. So if the paper is reviewed by peer reviewer, then they can decide whether that paper, that manuscript is important and can be shared with others. Usually, a peer review provides instructions for other researchers to repeat the experiment or build on it to verify and confirm the results. So, how do we disseminate the knowledge about our studies, the results that we have obtained in our studies? Usually, other researchers use the published work in their reviews for studies. So they depend on the publications, the papers in the literature, so that they can refer to them while they are reviewing the literature. Also, researchers can share the results at national and international meetings and workshops, or publishing of research findings usually results assure that efforts and resources are not wasted, and publications are important for inclusion in data banks, in databases, and monitoring, for example, climate change studies, or even changes of methodologies or changes of any findings that can, or the effects of a disease, the effect of treatment, and so on. So we can monitor the changes that occur over time through tracing the literature on that